Hi everyone, I just wanted to talk a little bit about our assignment this week on censorship, and also tell you that, you guys are almost done with this course, and I know that you have done a ton of work this semester. These courses are not easy, and each week there's a lot of work that has to be done. And you guys, starting the program, you have learned so much already this semester. And so I just wanted to give you a pat on the back for doing so well with this course. Um, if I uh, if I marked any of you down in the last couple of assignments for not citing your sources or things like that, please know that my intent on that is always um, to help you do better. And since this is your first semester in graduate school, um, to just kind of guide you into how to write for graduate school, and it might be different than you wrote for an undergrad, and so I'm just trying to help you with that so that you can get up to speed and make it easier on yourself and us, the professors, from now on. So please don't take it personally. Sometimes I can be kind of direct, but I don't in any way mean that it is means you're not a good person or you're not a good student. I'm just trying to guide you through this. Later on, when I have you in another course, I usually assume you should know this by now, so I won't go into as much detail with my explanation of, you know, what you didn't do right. So, um, anyway, please don't take it personally. And I every semester have one or two that do, and I feel bad because I don't want to discourage you. I'm trying to actually encourage you. If I didn't care, I wouldn't say what I say, right? So, um, that being said, your history papers overall were pretty awesome, and I love reading them. I always learn something new, and I did this time as well. As far as the censorship assignment goes, it shouldn't be hard to find 3 examples of censorship. It can be on books or it can be other materials or anything else to do with libraries. That will work. You can find them in newspapers, journal articles. I'm not picky about the source where you find this one as long as you cite it properly in APA. But the point is just for you to see what is happening out there. For instance, the case in Tennessee this year where somebody all of a sudden decided to take Harry Potter out of the library, which I thought was kind of amusing because it's a little bit about 15 years too late for that. Um, I just thought, wow, that happened a lot way back when they were first put out, but this seemed like a delayed reaction. So don't make it hard on yourself. I know you've done a lot of work, but do think through it, and also know that your when you are in working in a library, first of all, just like you should have a collection development policy, you should have a challenge policy in place. And you'll learn more about that in other courses, like collection development and some other courses. So don't worry about too much if you don't know what that is right now. Um, so most libraries have a plan in place for when a book or a material is challenged. And also your library associations are used to dealing with these situations and will help you. And that is also where networking in your library association will help you, because you can ask other libraries and other librarians what they did in this situation. And a specific note on Tennessee. Tennessee is a conservative state, and I did include 2 articles this week about censorship versus selection. Because you choose not to include something doesn't necessarily mean you're censoring, because you can't include everything in your library. You have to select which materials you will add and which won't. If you are intentionally not collecting materials that need to be in the library, then that is censorship. Um, but in Tennessee, and I want to mention specifically school libraries. School libraries are different than public, especially in a school setting where you are in charge of minors. So you would have to work within the parameters set by the schools. And in Tennessee, there is the Gateway Law, if you hadn't heard of it, about decency and about not promoting sexual activity that is not abstinence-based. It was signed into law in 2012, and as far as I know, is still active. So remember your community. Some communities a community in LA or New York City is going to be totally different maybe than a small rural community in Alabama or a Mormon community in Utah or what have you. So it's one of those issues where you just have to be sensitive to everything out there, but at the same time, especially in public libraries, people have a right to have the materials that they want to read. And as long as they don't break any laws, they should be able to have them. Then again, you have your collection policies. So if there's something, you can't buy a bunch of books outside the norm. You have to keep within the framework of your collection development policy. But for an example, when Shades of Grey first came out, I was at a local library working there, and it came out, first as an ebook, and it was unpublished. It wasn't picked up by a major publisher, but people started requesting it, and caused such an uproar in the library. And for the longest time, we had it in the ebook collection because it came kind of in a bulk. We didn't buy it specifically, it just came with a package of other books in ebook format. So, but we wouldn't buy it in print for the longest time until, it just became where, it became a thing and it was so popular that we sort of had to buy it. So anyway, this is just an exercise this week on how to spot censorship, how to deal with censorship. Please do read the materials, especially if you're a school librarian, read about selection versus censorship. And I guess that's it. I've gone on for quite a while, and this is a very long video, and I apologize for that. But I hope you have a great week, and please do ask me if you have any questions at all about the assignment or anything else, and I'll be glad to talk to you. Take care.